Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News. COVID-19 case numbers and hospitalizations are declining across the state and in the Attleboro area. Dr. Brian Patel of Sturdy Memorial Hospital gave us an update on what they're seeing regarding the coronavirus.
My name is Brian Patel. I'm the Vice President of Medical Affairs and the Chief Medical Officer here at Sturdy Memorial Hospital. Thankfully, we are what looks like to be on the other side of the most recent surge with Omicron. It was very aggressive with a significant number of cases in the month of January. Here at Sturdy alone, we had at one point over 53 patients admitted to the hospital, with many in the intensive care unit, and had a test positivity rate of almost 40% locally, which wasn't too far off of the statewide numbers. I think they peaked off of like 23% for test positivity rate. But now we only have, as of this morning, only have 3 patients in the hospital with COVID-19, only one of which is in the ICU. And our test positivity rate is down to less than 5%. So we are seeing much less numbers of COVID patients in the area. I think that patients can and should be seeing their doctor regularly for their scheduled appointments. They should make sure that they're getting any of their acute medical conditions addressed, whether it be through their doctor's office or through emergency departments or urgent cares. There's no reason not to seek medical care at this point, or even during the surge, there was not a reason to not seek medical care. And here at Sturdy, we are certainly starting to slowly open back to letting people back into the hospital. We've loosened our visitor restrictions so that patients can have more visitors when they come into the hospital, as we know that that is an important part of the healing process, and we want people to be able to have their loved ones be with them while they recover. We also have returned back to performing elective surgeries. That was put on hold by the state during the height of the surge in order to allow us to open up more beds in the hospital and allow us to redeploy staff so that they could help with our COVID patients. But we are back to performing 100% of our elective surgeries, so patients can get that, maybe not super emergent medical care, but certainly necessary medical care that they need. I know that a lot of the schools did end their mask mandate shortly after vacation week. We have not really seen any significant increase in COVID cases because of that. So I think that what people were concerned about in terms of increased COVID transmission didn't happen with releasing the mask mandate. And I think at some point we do need to try to start returning back to normal, and this is a good time to try that, and it seems to be working, and we'll continue to monitor that closely and see what happens. I think that, like with anything else, there's always flexibility, and if we certainly start seeing an increased number of cases or significant high volume of cases or surges, that ending of the mandate may need to be reconsidered. I think regardless of whether someone is able to get vaccinated or not, I think that we all need to be respectful of people's decisions about whether they're going to wear a mask or not. I think that, this is a tough transition for many people who are very afraid of getting COVID-19, and they may still feel comfortable keeping a mask on when they're in public settings and in larger group settings, and I don't think that's unreasonable. I think that you do what you feel comfortable with, and we all need to be respectful of that. I think for those that are not able to get vaccinated or are not fully vaccinated, they should continue to wear a mask to help prevent themselves from getting COVID-19 and from transmitting COVID-19. It still remains to be seen what the future holds for future boosters, but right now we know that the vaccines that do exist and the boosters that are here are very effective in reducing the incidence and severity of COVID-19. And the more people that we can continue to get vaccinated, the more success we will have in keeping COVID-19 at bay and preventing future surges.